United States President Donald Trump is in London for the 70th anniversary of NATO, but he says he won't be weighing in on local politics ahead of the Brexit election. He's also hit back at France's Emmanuel Macron, who labelled the alliance brain dead. More now from our reporter Alistair Bunkle in the British capital.
His first engagement this morning was with the NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, what was supposed to be a working breakfast, what's known in the jargon as a grip and grin for the cameras, turned into a far more lengthy press conference, running more than 50 minutes long, wide-ranging questions from international correspondents here from around the world, domestic issues, of course, both US and UK, given that there is, of course, as we all know, a general election going on here at the moment, and he was drawn to comment on that, although he said he didn't want to complicate matters. He then went on to credit and to compliment Boris Johnson, but he aimed a lot of his fire internationally at France and at President Macron, who has recently described NATO as being brain dead. This is what President Trump said in response to that.
It's a very tough statement to make when you have such difficulty in France. You look at what's happened with the yellow vests, or you look at what's going on during certain parts of their season. They've had a very rough year. And you just can't go around making statements like that about NATO. It's very disrespectful.
18 months ago, last summer, when NATO leaders met in Brussels, President Trump threatened to pull out of the alliance unless nations started spending more money. Well, they have. I mean, there's a long way to go. President Trump is taking credit for the fact that $130 billion more is being spent collectively by NATO member states. But he described those who are still failing to meet their 2% objective as delinquents. I suspect that will not go down well amongst the other 28 member states of NATO. There are other issues that could cause friction as well over the next 24 hours, particularly Turkey in its incursion into Syria and Ankara's decision to buy a Russian air defence system. We'll wait and see what President Macron says in response to those comments that President Trump has made this morning. The two are due to meet here later this afternoon. This is supposed to be a celebration. It is supposed to be a gathering to mark 70 years of the longest military alliance in history. It could turn into a family fallout.